Hi, it's Josh, and Prospect Park. I haven't been here in a while. Passing the tennis courts and the youth soccer fields, and at least there's some little league fields. I'd forgotten that. Isn't that nice? Well, here I am, and anyway, I'm heading to the north side to Grand Army Plaza. I'm going to see if there's a green market today. I don't even know their schedule. And then I'll come around, finish the loop. It's pretty hilly, this loop. And I used to do long distance running before I got my implants. I did it a few times, and it was also part of the Brooklyn Half Marathon. Now that I'm going to start walking at least, and then try jogging this summer, back into shape, and then my implants. I'm also watching my intake, so my diet. I bought some apple cider vinegar, put on salads with the mother, and I keep seeing these videos to make sure you brush your teeth, because people don't know it's like an old wives' remedy. Vinegar, for your health. It may help your digestive tract, and it may help your core, but it rots the shit out of your teeth, so you gotta brush. So I keep thinking of these old movies where folks are skinny and old, but their teeth are all rotten, and one of the reasons, other than smoking, would be this really acidic vinegar. I guess when you're eating a meal and the salad comes first, when you eat the other things, it kind of goes over your teeth, gets rid of most of it. Just thinking about like a 5-course meal. So if you have oil and vinegar on a salad, then once you get to the main course and side and dessert or whatever, and your drink, it's gonna flush off most of the vinegar anyway. But I've been having a lot of salads are cheap, and my body really responds well to eating salads, so I'm gonna start having more of them this summer. And hope you're doing well. This is Prospect Park. That's the lake over there. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here in New York. And as I told my coworkers, I'm gonna run another marathon for my dad. So I'm starting to get back in shape. I have like 40 pounds more to lose. I've already lost about 10 pounds. But it doesn't feel that different. But when I hop on the scale, I'm surprised. So it's a health summer for me. So I'm gonna focus on my physical health, well-being, because I am obese. How's it going, guys? And it's funny, a shout out to an old friend, Darren, who passed away. He was obese. We used to joke about going for mile walks. And his father had passed away. He was also this unmarried heterosexual man. His coworkers always used to joke with him, but I think he's not a stupid man. He graduated high school, and we went to middle school together. We used to be in the same reading group. So, they have their children and their families, and their being both overweight. We used to joke about it, and I'd say walking's one of the best exercises there is now. I don't know why he passed away, but he was never he was straight as an arrow kind of guy. All right, so on we go. And there's the boathouse on the other side of my cell phone. Um, and those gazebos where you can look out at the lake. And it's pretty hilly, is what I was saying. Like Central Park Loop also is pretty hilly. So from here on in, if you bike it, I remember it was over 3 minutes, this uphill, once you get to the uphill. So it's a bit of a gradient. So walking it, maybe 4 times the time. It might be a 12-minute uphill walk at my pace right now. I got an ash dump for summer barbecues. But on the weekends especially, a lot of Caribbean barbecues here, a lot of family barbecues, Latino, others, but majority who seem to enjoy this park, Caribbean crowd and Mexican, Ecuadorian, here in Puerto Rican, here in Prospect Park. All right, so I'm gonna keep walking up north. And hope you're having a good day. It is beautiful out. Picture perfect sky with light cumulus clouds. And should be good. So, do another one. Loop de loop. So I remember jogging it. It'd be like 30s. So that's sub 10 because it's 3.36. So I remember when I used to jog it, I was in pretty decent shape because, like I said, it's pretty hilly. So going up on this side, it's mostly uphill. And then coming down the other side is mostly downhill, so you gotta watch your knees so you don't hurt your knees. It's kind of steep. Yeah, so on we go. So, see this right here? See this? Huh? In your... See? 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm not going to film all of it. Once I get up to Grand Army Plaza, I'm going to sign off, I think. Here's my battery, and it's a little hot today. It's about high 80s. If it says 90 degrees, I wouldn't be surprised, but I've been running a little hot. I've been doing over 10,000 steps a day. So I'm starting to burn a little of the fat off. So 90 doesn't bother me that much. Feels like about high 80s. I remember one of the hottest days of the year years ago was over 100 degrees. And although you get up early, it was called the marathon tune-up. I don't know if they still have it. But you run 18 miles and you get a t-shirt. It says marathon tune-up. And it was like a month or 6 weeks before the marathon. Must have been more than that because a couple months. So I was just taper 6 weeks or 8 weeks. So it was like August, September, October, November. Maybe late August, but for some reason it was 100 degrees. So maybe it was early August. But you're supposed to be able to do 18 at this point in your training. So there's 3 loops around the park, Central Park, because it used to be 4. It used to be 4 and then some, the old marathon. But at any rate, it was so hot, people were dropping out after like 1 lap, 2 laps. This was like 100 degrees. And I remember just staying hydrated and going through the fountains because it was so hot that, they had the hoses every mile or so you could run through like water and get soaked. And then sweat, super hot. And maybe it's just because I was like a nine pace at that time, 9 to 10, that I wasn't overheating inside. Like, must be really tough for the elite runners who don't train in 100 degrees. 'Cause, I remember at 6, they'd have bananas and they'd have a food station on the north side where that woman was attacked. I can't remember. It started with an M. I'll look it up later. It was in Central Park, so it was on the north side of the ball fields. And, if I had a little saw, I'd take so many pieces of this wood for projects. It's all the storm wood. Just leave it out here. You need a balance stick. This wood is so nice. So not for firewood, for like arts projects and stuff. It's so nice. It's the actual 100-year-old trees. They're starting to all fall. It's been a problem in Brooklyn for years, and in Manhattan. There have been some bad accidents with families. But this scrap wood here, should bring a trailer over. Just carry some home. So the storms, if the tree is like 120, 150 years old now, some of these, 150 is pushing it, but the ones that are over 100 years old, they're starting to really get damaged by the storms. Maybe like 110, 120. I gotta look it up, but there was a big article about it years ago that New York trees are getting very old, and a mayor has got to do something about the tree damage. It's a big expense, I guess, landscaping and tree removal. You need a wood chipper. You need folks who are experienced with cutting the right branches that keep the tree balanced and keep the tree healthy and shit like that. Yeah, a lot of tree damage from the last few storms here in Brooklyn because their trees are old. If you just joined me, but when I was years ago, when I was at the Central Park Zoo, there was a storm, and I don't remember if I heard the tree branch fall or I was there that day, but it was like a thump, and it turned out it landed on a woman with her baby carriage, and I don't think the baby made it. These real crazy horror movie stories just from storm damage and the old trees of New York. So if you have children or you're jogging along a road or walking, just be careful and be mindful of the problem, especially after storm days. Sometimes the storm also breaks a few branches and they're in the tree canopy and they land on a larger branch. They're just sitting there for a few hours or even a day or two. And then the canopy that fell on the larger branch breaks, and then the whole thing comes down and it's crazy heavy. And there's been a few of those big canopy falls in Brooklyn where I live. So like 5 or 6 of the branches break. They break onto the large branch, and then they snap the larger branch. So you got to be careful. So the point of these walks, I'm averaging 5 miles a day since the new year, is to build my base miles up again. I've had a sedentary job as a math teacher. I haven't been running at all because of my teeth. So kind of prevention. As a juggler, some things you learn take a day or two. Some things take a month or a year. Some of the things that you learn to do have taken 10 or 15 years to get to that level, and then you want to sustain it. With most physical activities, that's the same thing. It's not that you're atrophied, it's just that you have to re-energize your body with care. So don't push it too hard. But I'm gonna run a marathon for Dad, as I was telling my coworkers, so I keep my word. And I was walking by Lincoln Center. I was thinking of Dean Karnazes, whose sister had died. And he's this Greek guy. I think he's Greek. But he just had something inside him that got really dark. And he said, and so I just started running. And my mind was single focused. He sort of like grief or shock. He's just, my sister's gone. He started running these ultra marathons and full day runs. He was married, so he had children, so they'd support him. Death Valley, they'd have like a Winnebago pizza support on the side or whatever for the really hard bad water, the really hard runs. I never did shit like that. But I never did Boston, you know. All right, anyway, I'm gonna keep going and yeah. Prospect Park Loop. It says the Valle project continues straight, keep right. And there are some trails to the left. So if you haven't been to Prospect Park, and I think there's a tour guide that can help you with some of the trail markings. But like in Central Park, they have the rambles. They have like a rambles here of side trails with flowers and fauna. But watch the poison ivy or whatever. Let me see the keep going. Watch the poison ivy.
The great thing about Eagle Jazz.